here, back with another cross stitching update. It's been 2 weeks since my last video. I am so glad to be here today. I have some fun things to show, and I've been doing a bit of stitching. Not as many whips as last video, but still quite a bit for only 2 weeks, I feel like. And it was like the busiest 2 weeks of my life. So I'm just gonna jump right in. I have 2 finishes, and I'm going to show them at the same time because they're small. But the first finish is Olive, and her little baby. Does the baby have a name? I don't think so. Olive and her little baby from Stacy Nash. I am so obsessed with these animal crackers. I can't stop with them, honestly. They're just so easy to stitch and so cute when they're finished. So I did finish Olive, and I also started and finished Pip, the little hedgehog. I do want to stitch the needle book, just not right now. But I did start and finish Pip, the little hedgehog. And here is what they look like. So there's Olive and her little baby. I stitched it as called for with all the called for colors. The fabric is 36 count baked clay by Fox and Rabbit. I loved stitching her so much. She was so fun, and the duck took me literally like 30 minutes. It was not long, not bad. And maybe I'll still do this in the future. God, I look shiny today. Maybe I'll still do this in the future. But I thought about stitching 3 little ducks in a row and then finishing it like a bigger piece for my 3 little ducks. I really just wanted to stitch one and just see it, but I might still do that at some point. And then Pip, I stitched most of Pip in one day. She's quite small. I stitched her on 36 count Saltbush from Fox and Rabbit. Saltbush is the called for, but called for is 40 count. I decided to do 36 with all the called for colors. She's so cute. I love her so much. Yeah, I stitched her mostly in one day and finished her the next day. So she's very, very quick. The fill-in did not feel bad at all because it's really broken up with stuff. Not like filling in, long neck goose kind of a thing. Oh, but I love them so much. They're so cute. Now I have quite a pile of animal crackers ready to be finished, and they terrify me to finish them because I'm just not very good at it. I haven't had great success with the 2 that I have fully finished. So we'll see. We'll see when I finish all of them, but I would like to finish all of them. Very cute. So that is those ones. And then I stitched on, oh geez, Maria Wales Newson. This is the SAL I'm doing with the Friends of Hands Across the Sea Facebook page. The stitching section this month was the big giant red house on a hill. I was very scared for this month, but it ended up turning out to be my favorite. Those lenties. My favorite of all of the parts we've stitched so far, because it was just so relaxing. Once you got the giant house outlined, the rest was so easy. It was just fill-in. So I did finish. I'm very happy. And look how it changes the whole vibe of the piece. Like when it's gone versus when it's there, like it changes the whole thing. It looks so good. It just like brings it all together. And it was really nice not to have to do any foliage this month. There's lots of foliage and leafy things on this chart, which is fine, but it gets a bit tedious. So I was happy to have a big chunk. I was scared I wasn't going to finish it because it's 5,000 stitches, I think. But I did it, and it's beautiful. But I'm so happy. I can't believe I'm keeping up on this. It's truly a miracle. Oh, I'm stitching this with all of the called for SWA 103s on the called for 46 count Tabby Cat lichen. Okay, another whip. This one has a little bit of a tale of woe. Where's my... Okay, this is Plum Street Samplers Every Gift. I believe this will most likely be released later this summer. And I'm stitching this on hoop marks on a 36 count maple bar from Cedar River Linen. My tale of woe. Last time we saw this, I stitched this big star and realized that the roof line that I had done was not meeting where it was supposed to meet. Realized I had missed 2 stitches down here, so I had to frog everything that I had done, which wasn't much, but I had to frog it, and then I started at the top and restitch it so that it would be correct down. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna going along, you know, filling in all these, and then I'm like doing this blue line here on the side and getting up here, and I'm like, that is not gonna meet at the roof. So I was counting. Everything was adding up. I could not figure out where the mistake was. And I finally did. And the mistake was in the grass all along. I think I made multiple mistakes, but it was all because of the grass. I was counting off the wrong to begin with, counting off wrong. So I had missed 2 rows of grass. So my house was 2 rows too tall, and that's why nothing was meeting up. So luckily, since I had started here off of this star last time, I knew everything up here was correct. It was just these lines down here. I'd only have the doorway, the bottom line of the house, and the bottom line of the screen. So I did not have to frog a lot, but it was annoying. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. I was frustrated, so I put it down for a few hours and was doing dinner and all that. And then I was like, if I put this project away right now as it is, it might never reemerge. And I don't like that because it's so beautiful and I love it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. It's not going to take me that long. I'm just going to do it. So I frogged the mistakes, fixed the grass, fixed the house, and then I even added the door frame again and added all of these windows and this roof line last night. And so it's in a good place now. Everything is correct and I'm happy with it. It's not going to get thrown into the burn pile just yet. So there is that. I'm stitching this with all the called for colors. Oh, except the dark blue here, I changed to blue corn from Classic Colorworks. Another project that has multiple tales of woe. If you watched my last video, this is Beth Twist's Heartstring Samplery's latest giant beast of a project. All things wise and wonderful. So first tale of woe, I told you in my last video, I did the entire border, didn't meet up, had to frog half of it, found my mistake. Okay. So I was like, I'm gonna put you away. And then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the border done. I'm gonna do it. So I find the mistake, I frogged to the mistake, fixed it. I'm going along. Not gonna meet up again. And at that point, I was questioning every life decision that has led me to this point. Thought about moving, thought about burning my house down, thought about just running like Forrest Gump style, just running and running, never stopping. So I found out. So what happened was, okay, so I had all this stitch and I was coming up here, all of this was stitched. I was coming up here, wouldn't meet up. So I found my mistake here. So I had to frog all of this to here. So then I fixed that and I'm fixing it. Didn't meet up down here. Realized on this side, I was doing 2 stitches less on these stems. Now this one's looking suspicious. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's good, everyone. That one's good. I was doing 2 stitches less on all those on that side. So I had to unfrog the other entire side. So technically I stitched this entire border twice and frogged it twice. So yeah, I was like, you know what? I want to get to these cute little critters. So screw the rest of the border. I know this, I counted it 14 times. I know what I have currently is correct. So I was like, I want to get some of these glorious colors on, like enough with this. So I did. I did 2 of these fronds. Oh, and then guess what? I was stitching these 2 fronds. Messed up on this leaf, had to frog, redo it. Messed up on this leaf, had to frog, redo it. So, you know, at this point, I'm forcing this project to love me because it doesn't. It hates me, but I love it. So I'm forcing my love upon it, and it is battling me every step of the way. But I did manage to get this cute little giraffe and turtle, and I started the turkey, and I got the cherries done. It's gonna love me one day. I'm convinced of it. I will force it to love me. But right now, it doesn't like me. I'm stitching this with all the called for colors on the called for fabric overcast. I'm using 40 count overcast from Cedar River Linen. So there's that one. No more tales of woe. Oh yes, this one. So in my last video, I did show that I had worked on this one a bit. I had a border. This is the other one I had a border issue on. But I'm just making this mistake work. And that is, oh, hey, there's Martha Tucker. I was looking for her. That is, I hear a faucet running. My youngest one is home because preschool is over. I hear a faucet running mysteriously downstairs. Anyways, Land That I Love from Teresa Kogan. I wanted to get one of these houses outlined, so I kept going on the blue house. I did the windows, outlined the house almost all the way, and I did that big potted willow tree. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. This project is gorgeous. I love it. My board is bending. It's just so pretty. The fabric is a joy to stitch on. It is 40 count Steinbeck from Needle and Flax. I'm listening downstairs and trying to remember what I'm saying. But that's all I did on this one. Happy to have a house outlined. Last project is one I have not worked on since I started it, I think. And I started it last year about this time. Oh, my iPad. Open. Okay, and that is Come Into My Garden from Blackbird Designs. I just had an urge to stitch on it because it's been almost a year, about a year since I worked on it. And I'm happy to report I still love it. This is what it looks like right now. I'm stitching this on 36 count vellum from Picture This Plus with all the called for colors. It's a double border. It's so pretty. It is very stitch heavy. It took me like 2 days maybe to do this outline, to do this motif and this motif and this motif. Oh, and then I finished this one too and started on this little cartouche vine thing in the center. That took me like 2 days. It's so stitch heavy. It's really big, but it's so pretty. So I'm definitely happy to say that I still love this project. I need to cut some of this excess off because that's crazy. But there's that one. I think this is my only Blackbird whip right now, actually. I don't think I have any other Blackbird whips. Stupid scam calls. Do you guys get scam calls? I get 500 offers for loans a day, or somebody wanting to talk to me about a loan I supposedly applied for. I get like 20 a day. It's absolutely insane. And I have all the settings on my phone turned to like, you know, block unknown callers kind of a thing. I still get so many a day and they all leave a voicemail. It makes me insane. Okay, and that is all of the projects that I worked on the last couple of weeks. I do have a teeny bit of haul. This haul was actually supposed to be my last video, but I totally forgot to show it. But I did put a picture in the beginning of my video, but I wanted to just mention them really quick. I got myself some fancy, these are Golden Forge scissors. You can get them on Hoop and Frame. You can get them from a lot of needlework stores. But they come in like this, like a very limited range of colors. I have these Cinderella blue ones already. They're like my favorite scissors ever. And I thought, I want another color. But the colors that I wanted weren't in stock. And then Bernadette, who's Burn Stitches, told me that the Needle in a Haystack, her LNS, had an exclusive Golden Forge scissor color. And it was this amazing purple. And I was like, okay, I need purple. But they also offer engraving on your scissors for like $5. You can choose the font and everything. So it's really hard to see, but I literally have my name engraved on them. I'm so fancy. I love them. These are my favorite scissors. I cut from the front, so my scissors need to be sharp, very sharp. And these are so sharp and they're smooth and I just love them. And then I have I somehow ended up with quite a bit of like a fabric pile to show. Bernadette went to her LNS, Needle in a Haystack, the other day, and she said they had a few Lakesides in, and so I got a couple because Lakeside. So I did get a quarter of vintage navy bean in a 46 count from Lakeside. It's just a really pretty kind of grayish neutral. And then I got a half, because I've never been able to get a hold of this color, of Vintage Exemplar in a 40 count. So this is Vintage Exemplar. Oh, it's so pretty. It's warmer than it's showing in the camera. It's overcast and raining today, so I don't know how that's affecting, but it's more like goldy brown than you're seeing. So I got half of that. Oh, it's so pretty. When you come across Lakeside, like, you just don't say no, unfortunately. And it's not cheap. And then this was an order from like 3 weeks ago that finally came. There's a staple in it. Ow. I got these from Teresa Kitten Stitcher. I love Dames of the Needle. Their 40 count is one of my favorite fabrics to stitch on. And I had stitched Blizzard, I can barely see him hanging out right here, on 40 count Dames of the Needle Dirty U. And I love it. I love that color. To me, it's just like one of those perfect neutral colors that every color looks good on. And she had some Dirty U in a 40 count on her website. So I got a half of it. And I feel like her halves are like so generous. Like this piece feels huge. So I did get a half of this in 40 count. To me, Dirty U, I don't like Winter Brew, which is R&R, and that's a very popular color, especially for a Brenda Gervais. And it's just not, I don't enjoy stitching on that fabric for some reason. I just don't like it. And to me, Dirty U is a prettier version of Winter Brew. So I love that color. And then I was just like looking through all the Dames of the Needle on her website, and she had a color that I was really intrigued by. I'd never heard of it, never seen it in person, and I took a chance on it, and oh my gosh. It's called Americana Froth. And this is what it looks like. Let's see. It's gorgeous. It's the most subtle modeling. It's almost got a pinky brown undertone. Oh, it's so pretty. I am obsessed. I need to find something to put on this like immediately. It's gorgeous. So I got half of this as well. Like I said, took a chance that paid off. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But I am obsessed. I love this. I need to find something to put on it. So here's what they look like side by side, just so you can get a better idea. It's like comes off really pink next to a true like taupe brown, but it's really not. Like when you're, I bet if you're stitching something, you won't tell it's pink. I hold it up to my white walls and it doesn't really look pink. It's just interesting the way that it looks. Oh, it's so pretty. So I love that. And then I got my fabric of the month from Color and Cotton. I'm in the 40 count soft neutrals club, and the color this month was Faline. And this is what it looks like. It's beautiful. If I can unfold it. Beautiful. Perfect, perfect. Color and Cotton is like my favorite modeling of fabrics. Oh, it's just so subtle and soft and perfect. I wonder how this one compares to that Dames. Interesting. Okay, so that is my haul. Mostly fabric. All fabric, actually. Stitching plans. I want to keep working on, I'm just like really in the mood to keep working on Every Gift from Plum Street. So I'll keep working on that. I'd love to get to the barn to a point where it's just the red roof fill-in and the light blue fill-in on the barn. That would be awesome, but we'll see. I also want to start another animal cracker or work on the goat. I still have the goat. I am changing a few of the colors on it. So I do need to like pull it out and figure it out because I want to stitch her, but she's in progress. I can't remember her name, but I mean, that's not saying I might not start another animal cracker because I've got a whole bag full of fully kitted ones. Other plans, not really. I'm just kind of grabbing what sounds good. Oh, I did bring Elizabeth Stevenson downstairs to try to get my like May homework done on her. I plan to do like one side of the border, another border side. So we'll see if I can manage to get that done in the next week because May's almost over. I can't believe it. But that's really all the plans that I have. I'm just kind of stitching what sounds nice and trying to keep up on my self-imposed styles. I do have a couple frames ready at Hobby Lobby. I need to go get those for their patriotic pieces. I don't want to put them up because I got all of my summer decorations up. So that's really it stitching wise. You could do shows and reading and a little life. So life the last 2 weeks has been completely insane, and that's just May. It's to be expected. We've had more field trips, class presentations, and we had dance recital. That took up most of the time the last 2 weeks. So we did have recital. It was amazing. It's always amazing. It's so much work. I think I spent over 25 hours at the Performing Arts Center just before recital. Or maybe that was including recital. I think I spent over 25 hours at this place that they performed, with all the rehearsals and practices and all that jazz. So my butt was sore from sitting in them chairs. Luckily the chairs aren't terrible, but like, if you spend that much time there. Anyways, the recitals went great. I had to go to the first 2 shows because my girls were in each show. So it was my youngest's first time performing in recital. She was not even scared at all. She was so excited, and she did a great job. It was so cute, and it was really, really fun being able to watch 2 girls in the show. So she was in the first show. So my middle daughter was able to watch the show with me. Me and her just went by ourselves to go watch my third. And so that was fun for her. She's never gotten to like sit and watch the whole show before. She's always in it. And then my husband picked up my youngest after she was done and took her home. And I stayed by myself to watch the second show, which was my other daughter's first show of the season. And then the next day they were both in the same show. So that's the one that all of our family came, all the grandparents, aunts and uncles, and me and my husband and my son. That's the one we all went to, so we got to watch them together. And that was so great, being able to watch, like having 3 or 4 different songs that you're like anticipating, you know. They did such a great job. I'm so proud of them. And then after recital, we had 1 day of break, and then we had to go back and do all the studio photos. And then the next 2 days was team auditions, and we just got the team list last night and we made team again. So we get to do it all over again in the fall, but we do get the summer off. I have to go down tonight to sign contracts and pay team deposits and all that. But then we are free for the summer. I can't wait to have a break. But my youngest is already asking me every day, when do we go back to dance? When we go back to dance? So she is doing dance again too, but she's just doing a studio class again. They opened up the team auditions to kindergartners, and I was like, bro, you're not ready for a team. So we're doing studio for her again. But my daughter made the team that she wanted. That's the team we wanted her to make. I don't know. It's weird. If you're part of dance, or you've been part of dance, there's like a culture, a dance mom's culture. And it gets really apparent this time of year, like when you're spending a lot of time with other teams. The culture is very obvious, and I don't necessarily like it. We're just there to have fun. Like, this ain't our career, you know? And I'm glad my daughter doesn't notice it. It's mostly just among the moms. And I don't know. Ugh, I just don't like it. It's like one of those, so we're on a competing team, but we're not like the highest competing team. There are different levels at the studio. And it's like, if you're on the highest competing team, you have status. And I hate it. Like, okay, good. Cool. I'm so happy for you. You have status at this dance studio where it's just little girls and moms, but whatever, that makes you really happy. But it's just kind of like, ugh. And so I'm glad to be getting away from it for a few months. Most of the time I do get away from it, and I love our team. Our team specifically, I love it. All the moms are very much same page. same mindset, like, and the girls love each other. There's zero drama on our team. Like, I hear about drama on the other teams, and I'm like, ugh, I'm so glad we don't have to deal with that. So we love our team. Very, very, very happy to be on our same team again. And then we've gone to a couple family gatherings, birthday celebrations, and holiday celebrations. It was Memorial Day yesterday. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. The weather here was okay. We did spend most of it outside. I think I spent 80% of the day outside. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I spent most of the time outside. So that was nice. And yeah, school's almost over. This is the last week of school. My daughter's last day of preschool was last week. And that kind of hit me this morning. I did not have time to like process it last week, that it was her last week of preschool ever and my last child's preschool ever. I did not process it last week. I was trying to survive just how busy we were. And it's like hit me this morning and I'm like, it's sad. So yeah, we're done with preschool forever. But she's really excited for kindergarten. It's going to be really strange. It's going to be really strange. Lives are shifting. Our lives are shifting a lot this year. I've got one leaving elementary school forever and one joining elementary school. And it's just a lot of change. A lot of change. But it's okay. So my other two kids are in school today and they have school today, tomorrow, and the next day. And it's just like party days. All day partying at school. So that's fun. But the weather is crap today. I don't know what happened. It was really nice over the weekend and it's garbage today. So enough about that. Should we talk about shows? I've got quite a bit of shows. Okay. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. First show I want to talk about is Dr. Thorne on Prime. It is a show written by Julian Fellows. He wrote and directed Downton Abbey, one of the best shows ever. And Dr. Thorne has had so many familiar faces in it, from like Poldark and Gilded Age, and I think there was even some from Downton Abbey in there. There's so many familiar faces in it. Oh, there was the main girl was from The Last Kingdom. I can't remember her name in that show though. But it was so good. It was only like 4 episodes, I think. I loved it. I watched it all in one day, I think. It was so, so good. I loved it. Highly, highly recommend. Then I watched King and Conqueror. I think it's also Prime. It could be PBS, but I think it's on Prime. And it had a couple more familiar faces from PBS shows. I never remember his name. The guy from Grantchester. He played Sydney in Grantchester. I can never remember his name. Annoying. But he was in it. He played Harold. Totally blanking on his last name. Starts with a G. But it is about William the Conqueror, basically. And Harold was the last, I'm having a hard time with words today. The last whatever king of England before it was all foreigners. I cannot remember what I'm trying to say. Anyways, it was really good. I liked it. The battle scenes were great. I thought they did a good job with it. Then I watched The Crash on Netflix, which was about the girl Guys, my brain's not working today. I cannot remember her name. Miranda, Mandy, Mindy, Amanda. I can't remember her name. The girl who killed her boyfriend and one of their friends driving over 90 miles an hour straight into a brick wall. And she's serving life in prison for it. And this was just, I remember when this happened, it wasn't that long ago. But they said it was premeditated because she'd, like, so the show, the Netflix show, I felt like they were really trying to put her in a good light, and that bugged me. Trying to put her and her parents in a good light. And they left so much out. There's another episode called like Teenage, I don't know. It's on Hulu. There's like a series of crimes. But there's an episode on this where they include so much more that Netflix left out. Like the fact that she was caught on the cop's camera asking her mom if it's okay to lie to the cop, and the mom was like, yeah. And how they left out in the Netflix documentary how she had mapped out that route on her phone. Like she had driven it multiple times the few days before, planning the route. And then on all the camera footage, it's showing her like turning onto that road, just like not driving insane. And then all the cameras like catching her going down the road, going over almost 100 miles an hour. Straight, no brake, foot not even on the brake, straight into that wall. So I felt like, I don't know, the Netflix one was not being truthful. And so, I don't know, that bugged me. I didn't even want to go like watch the other ones about her because her family gave me the ick. And then I also watched War and Peace. I'm not finished with it yet. I'm in the middle of War and Peace. It's a series based off the books by Leo Tolstoy, like a Russian guy based in Russia during like the time of Napoleon. And it's following like 5 different families during that time, Russian families during those wars. And the same dude, I've got to look it up because it's really bugging me. The same dude from King and Conqueror and Grantchester was in it too. I got to look it up. It's going to really bug me. James Norton. Why is it so hard for me to remember this guy? Oh, they got shirtless James Norton here. James Norton. That dude. He was in it. He's in it too. War and Peace. And also Paul Dano. I love Paul Dano. And another guy who was in Peaky Blinders, and he played King Edward in the White Queen series on Starz. He was in it too. She played Rose in Downton Abbey. Why? Guys, I don't know what's going on with my brain today. It doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to function. Not Rose Byrne. That's another lady. I don't know. I'm sure you're guys screaming at me what her name is. Anyways, it's not that it matters. Not that it matters. But she was in The Guernsey. I love The Guernsey. If you've never seen it on Netflix, love it. And then Deadliest Catch, new season of Deadliest Catch. We've been watching that. La Cornelia Marie is back out on the water, and Jake is her captain. Crazy. And then I watched, okay, so I should have started with these other ones because they're better. I do have Acorn TV now, and so I was going through, and there's some really good looking things on there. I kept adding them to my watch list, but I did watch a movie on there called The Limehouse Golem, and it has the old dude from Love Actually, the singer, Bill Nighy, I think is not Bill Nye, that's the science guy. Nighy or whatever is his last name. And the girl who played Alicent in House of the Dragon. And it's basically like he's a detective, and it's like in Jack the Ripper kind of time period. He's a detective, and there's been like a string of murders, so he's trying to solve them, and he solves it, but not in the way you expect, and only because of the confession at the end. But like, I totally did not see that ending coming. It was really good. I don't know how I never heard of that movie. It's not that old, maybe 7 years old, but it is really, really good. Definitely recommend if you have Acorns TV, The Limehouse Golem. And then I've been watching on HBO Hollywood Demons. It's like a series where they go in depth on like different crazy stories in Hollywood. Like one episode was about things that have happened to certain child stars since being on their shows. And then one was about the reason I started this show is because I saw a clip on TikTok of the episode, the newest episode, about the 16 and Pregnant and like Teen Mom shows, which I loved those shows. And so it's basically talking about things that have happened to some of the people from those shows, like obviously including Amber and Gary. And there was one about the Von Erichs, like that movie, The Iron Claw. So it goes into depth more like the true stuff, what happened to the Von Erichs family. So tragic. The Power Rangers, that one was really interesting too. I mean, there's been so many, and they're so interesting. I can't stop watching them, and there's only 2 seasons. I think I've watched almost all of them. Oh, there's one about Real Housewives too, because of Teresa Giudice and Taylor. I can't remember her last name, but her husband who had committed suicide during their divorce, and also the lady from Salt Lake. I'm totally blanking on her name, that went to jail just like a couple years ago for swindling people. And so that's good if you like Hollywood tea. And then we binged the whole new season of At Home with the Furies, which is on Netflix, and it's like a, what do you call that, reality TV show about the Furies. Tyson Fury, who's a boxer, like one of the most famous boxers in the world, and his family, they are travelers, and they live in England, obviously. And he's got like 7 kids, and their family is just chaotic, and the show was very entertaining. So we watched that really quickly. And then we've been watching House of the Dragon, because the new season comes out in a couple of weeks, and we hadn't watched it since the last season was premiering episodes, which was like 2 years ago. So we watched the first season, and we're about to start the second just to refresh before we watch the new season. I'm really excited about it. And then I also started Off Campus, which is a new series on Prime, like based on books. I don't know. I'm only like 1 episode in. But that's shows. There was a lot of them. I get through a lot of shows in 2 weeks. And then books, I was still reading Beautiful Ugly from Alice Beanie. God, my Kindle's dirty. But I felt like reading something horror-y. And I've never read anything from Stephen King. So I have been reading Misery from Stephen King. I never saw the movie, but I know there's a movie with Kathy Bates. I'm like a little bit more than halfway through the book, and it's freaking creepy. It's what I wanted though in a book. It's very frustrating too. Like, I don't know if you've never read Misery. I don't want to like give anything away, but it's freaking old book. But this guy, like, it's like almost like he starts developing Stockholm syndrome, like not in love with his captor, but kind of in love with what he's doing while he's trapped there, you know, by this crazy freaking lady. The book has been good though. I've been enjoying it. I was going back and forth between that one and It, but It is huge. Huge. And apparently there's a disturbing scene at the end that I don't know I want to read. So that's basically what I've been reading. And I'm still listening to the Harry Potter full cast audios on Audible. I'm in the 5th book still. It's big. The 5th book is big, and I feel like I've been listening to it forever, but I still have like 13 hours left in it. But it's really, really good. The only critique I would say is Harry gets kind of whiny. And I don't remember him being whiny, like reading it in the books, but this voice actor is making him really whiny. And I just want to be like, Harry, enough. So that's the only critique I would make so far. Otherwise, loving him. But that is all I have to show and share and talk about today. I hope you all had a great weekend and that you'll continue to have a great next 2 weeks of stitching time, and that you'll join me in my next video. Thank you so much for coming back every video and commenting and liking. It means the world to me, and I love you all. Thank you so much. Bye.